everyone? It's the Nation of Podcation Daily Podcast. I'm O'Shea. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Hip hop superstar Cameron, the host of It Is What It Is podcast, him and Mace, they go off on Jim Jones and Juelz Santana. Now, the end of the Dipset, it is here. It's over with. But the crazy thing is, me personally, I think eventually all of them will get back together. I think they will reconcile. But right now, this is entertaining. It's funny to me seeing Cameron talk about Jim Jones talk about Cameron. Juelz, he kind of stays out of everything. But we saw the fight this weekend, the Tank Davis versus the Lamont Roach Jr. fight. I had folks over my crib. It was packed over there. We enjoyed the fight, had drinks. It was a lot of stuff going on. We had a good time. Anyway, saw Tank Davis come out on his way to the ring with his introduction. He came out with Dipset, and I'm talking about Jim Jones. I'm Juelz Santana. Didn't have Cameron there, obviously, for obvious reasons. Of course, him and Jim Jones don't get along right now, but Jim Jones and Juelz Santana came out with Tank Davis. Now, Cameron got to react to that this morning. You know what I mean? This is what they do on the It Is What It Is podcast. So Cameron got to give his thoughts and reactions, and he says that the reason Tank Davis didn't perform up to par was because he came out with Jim Jones and Juelz Santana, and that's bad energy, that's bad vibes. He's basically saying if you're going to roll with losers, you're going to lose, and if you're going to roll with winners, you're going to win. You know, I think 50 damn near quoted that in one of his songs. So anyway, crazy stuff. So I'm going to play this clip for y'all where Cameron's talking about who Tank Davis chose to come out with, why that was a bad look for him, and how that's part of the reason why he didn't deliver in the ring, even though it came out as a draw or whatever it was. But at the same time, that's not the normal Tank Davis performance that we're usually seeing. My man took a knee and everything, talking about he couldn't have some grease or something in his eye. Man, you can't take a knee. He really should have lost the fight because you took that knee. That's you going down. But you know, Paul's crazy stuff. But let's take a look at this clip from Cameron and Mace from the It Is What It Is podcast as they go off on Jim Jones and Tank Davis for, you know, that choice of them coming out. Let's tune in.
A lot of times I'll be like, this nigga Mason, he be bugging, yo. Like, I don't say it out loud because your opinion is your opinion. Mace always says, yo, don't bring this nigga out with you because they're not going to win if you bring this nigga out with you. Talking about football games, basketball games, and I be sitting here like, I don't really know, but then I got it when the fight went on. When you got that type of energy and you breathing that energy when everybody's sad and mad and depressed and try to look happy, but they not really happy, it gets into you. You have to keep sage in that environment. When you're in that environment, it lingers into the fight, and that's kind of the result of the fight. So I just want to give, before we get into the actual fight, I just want to tell you, I see what you're talking about now, because the people you with could possibly fuck your energy up for some shit that you supposed to do. You can't come out with that energy, man. It's bad energy, man. It is bad energy, man. Nobody's happy over there. Everybody's sad. Everybody act like they happy. You ever see that movie? I'm pretty sure you've seen Goodfellas.
Yeah.
And it's a part in Goodfellas where Sam Rothstein, who's played by Robert De Niro, they having mad fun. And Nikki, who's played by Joe Pesci, they over there just looking at them niggas like, yeah, we're having fun too. They not having no fun. Tank, get out of there. Get out of there. But let's get to the fight, Murder. I see what you're talking about now when you talk. Murder, and this has nothing to do with Murder. Murder says this about basketball games for where I'm saying this, that I see what he's talking about. Nasty work, man.
You gotta have greatness with you. I remember we was talking about the Eagle game, and I said, if what was that? I said if Meek Mill walked them out, they're not gonna win a championship. Meek didn't walk them out, they end up winning that championship. It's just something about it. Like I remember Terrence Crawford came out with Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
And he went on to have one of those moments, you know what I'm saying? It says a lot, you know. Who else was that?
Well, on the opposite end of the spectrum, this is what fucked the Lions up. When you bring out Jello. And listen.
See, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, Jello not from Brooklyn, and them niggas wasn't from Brooklyn.
Yeah. In this fight, I mean... You're trying to be serious.
All right, Nation, there you have it. Hey, they are some wild dudes, man. Like, Cameron and Mace are some wild boys, man. Like, that's just some crazy stuff right there. But I get what they saying. It does matter. It is a look when you go out there. If you out there, you rolling with somebody who's winning, and you rolling with somebody who, you know, is very successful, one of the legends of all time, then yeah, you're gonna have some of that energy. I'm with that. But if you rolling around bad energy, which I don't think Jim Jones and Joel Santana bad energy, man. I just, you know, they got this issue going on. But I get what Cameron's saying. If you come out there with some mediocre artists, you probably gonna have a mediocre performance because that's just the energy you have around you. Like I said, feel like I quoted it at the beginning, and you can roll with losers or roll with winners and win. 50 Cent said that in one of his songs, and it's true to a certain extent. Like Mace was saying in this interview, he said that Terrence Bud Crawford, and that's who I wanted to see Tank Davis go up against, but I think Bud would drop him. But if if Bud came out with Eminem for one of his last fights and dropped him, you know what I'm saying? Dropped the dude, great performance, one of the best fights that he had. Now, on the flip side, you know what I mean? Tank Davis, he brought out the Dipset, and it's not like the Dipset's making super duper bangers like they were back in, 05, 06, 07, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's like Cameron was saying, it's almost like bringing out a dead group almost, and you know what I mean? It's sad to see where Dipset's at, man. I don't like to see dudes like this that made money together. Like, I didn't like to see Bone Thugs get into it with each other. I didn't like to see the Hot Boys get into it, and I'm glad to see Hot Boy Turk and BG have reconciled, and they actually shook up on stage to end their issues and the public squabbles and all of that stuff. I don't like to see it with them. I don't like to see it with Dipset, man. Like I said, I want to see them together. Y'all ain't got to be the best of friends, but I don't like to see y'all be enemies and taking shots back and forth at each other like that. Entertaining as hell, but I just don't think that it's cool, man. Because y'all, if something happens to either one of those dudes, Cameron's going to be extremely hurt behind it. If anything happens to Cameron, either one of them, Joel's or Jim, both of them are going to be extremely hurt behind it. So, why play these games, man, just to appease folks and have these different ego issues, man? Y'all just need to squash it and let it go, man. Crazy, crazy stuff. Anyway, Nation, what do you think about Mace? What do you think about Cameron's comments on the whole Tank Davis bringing out the Dipset, which, I mean, it looked cool. It was a cool look, but, I mean, I do like I said, what Cameron was saying. He's a funny guy, you know what I'm saying? Crazy guy, man. Anyway, Nation, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on the fight of Cameron's comments, of the Jim Jones, Joel Santana coming out. Make sure you all hit that like and subscribe button on your way out.
What up, this is DJ Michael Watts, and when I'm not in the switch house, I'm hanging out with my dog, DJ last name Song.
Limit ball until I fall. Destined to be the greatest, yeah, the writing's on the wall.